Today, I'm speaking to an entrepreneur that built a business on the back of a £500 loan from his mum. He built it up to £500,000 worth of revenue in just a few short years. But then he decided he hated his business. It was making money, but he didn't want to run it anymore. He just stopped. What happened next? Welcome back to Business Broadcast. Me and JB are back. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
We've had a little reprieve. I mean, I know the podcasts have been going out regularly because we're so bloody organised that if we're busy doing other things,
we just batch record it.
We just get batch record it.
Trace just puts us to work.
How like she has today.
We're just doing a little 6 today, mate. Just a little 6 back to back.
Sticks. I was speaking to someone today that's got more names than he has money at the moment. It's
more names than he's got businesses.
Yeah. Soul Joshua McClements King. He's got personality, hasn't he?
He has got. He
has. A little pre-chat with him. People love saying the pre-chat. I was out for dinner with one of my chums last night. And Jamie Martin, who I just love, he's very funny, and he is like our auditor of what we do on the pod. He tells me if there's audio syncs. He tells me about audio syncs. If there's any dodgy camera shots, what else does he tell me? He's like a watchdog that the BBC have, but just for us.
He came out to me at the dinosaur park. He went, and this is like his intro bit. He's like, yesterday. He's like the bit about Magic Mike, but you can't touch it. I was in bits. I can't remember what he was talking about. And then he just walked off.
Yeah, well, we done a podcast about someone that had a washing machine maintenance business, and he was called Mike.
Okay,
and we called him Magic Mike. Well, he actually called his business Magic Mike, didn't he?
I can't remember.
But anyway, and then there was something about rubbing and washing machines and vibration, and it was all very innocent as we were saying it, and he then pointed it out in his auditing of our podcast. What was the point again?
He hated the podcast to start with as well, didn't he?
The podcast, but he loves it now. But anyway, he said, I love it when you say pre-chat. And all through dinner, he was going, well, I've got a pre-chat before I have the starters, or the pre-chat before dessert. I realise we do say pre-chat a lot.
We do say it a lot, but it is what it is. We have to have the pre-chat for very good reason.
Yeah. And
as will become apparent on this podcast.
Yes, and we spoke to Sol from Brick Maintenance Limited.
Formerly of Brick Maintenance Limited.
That's right.
Hence the pre-chat.
And I like this. He borrowed £500 from Mummy, which I'm sure he paid back. And then he built that into a business that was doing some serious revenue. It was making some money.
18 members, £500,000 a year.
Yep. But he didn't like it.
Didn't like it. Sacked it off.
Why didn't he like it, James Burt?
Well, he said it was very hard. He had to start from zero every month. He said he's been listening. He swallowed the James Sinclair playbook. He said, you start from zero every month. It's hard for cash flow. 8 staff. You've got no sort of loyalty with customers that don't like, want, need, love, want, like, and need it. And if they don't have those 7 things, then it's not a good business. So he shut it down, which we didn't realise until the pre-chat. Is it an active business name? No, he's just stopped it. And in his own words, he's like a coiled spring.
Yeah, he said like a coiled spring. He wants to come on to here for us just to say, here's what you should do next.
Yeah. He thinks you're a poor man's Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
There's not many people that you're a poor man to, but you are a poor man. Do you know he does $6 billion a year in annual revenue? Tony,
I've seen that, yeah. Well, he's not doing that on seminars, though. He's got investments in companies.
Yeah. That could be your next thing, though, couldn't it?
What?
Like life coaching, saving people from stage, and then just investing in businesses.
I just like doing business advice. I like to give people good business and entrepreneurship advice. The best thing Sol could do is come to Business Masterclass. A little segue in there.
When can he come to that?
It's in September. I run it for 2 days in London. You've been a couple of times, and it's flipping fantastic.
I reckon he would only enjoy it if it was at a premium large venue, though. Where are you holding it this year?
At the Islick in London.
Jesus, he better get himself a ticket right now. Go to jamessinclair.net.
Yep, for a few £100 you could learn. I've got a new line for it as well.
Go on.
For the price of 2 Nikes, you could come and... For 2 pairs of Nikes. You know that I say Entrepreneurs University is less than a pair of Nikes
to grow your business.
If you want to come to a business masterclass for the price of a pair of 2 Nikes, you could come and spend a couple of days in London with me to explode the growth of your business.
You really are dragging out that tagline, aren't you? That half decent tagline in the first place. I like the fact you've doubled down on it.
Yeah, I think you and I, JB, we're cuts open. We're marketeers as well as business owners and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I love getting a wet fish wet fish slap in the face when it comes to marketing that really works. And I think a lot of people got very lazy with marketing, and they're not doing the core message of marketing, which is headline, offer, deadline.
Yeah.
Like, what is the pain you're going to solve? What is the offer? Not a discount. What is the offer? And then when's the deadline to get the offer?
Well, you did an example of that yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, we done like $5,000 worth of 4 or 5 grand, or maybe $6,000. What was it? 8 grand, maybe, Chance? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was 8 grand worth of sales.
Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 8?
Well, no, I want to tell the truth, and I don't. I mean, there's so much going on. I don't want to get clarity from the WhatsApp group, and Chance will always tell me the truth. So anyway, we done between £4,000 and £8,000 worth of sales, but the point is,
you had a good headline, and you had a deadline. That was the important thing, wasn't it?
Headline, offer, deadline. And it was literally an Instagram post.
Yeah.
A story, not even a post. But because it had those 3 things, headline with the pain we're going to solve, the solution to your problems. A deadline, you got to book it by 8 o'clock to get this special offer, which was to come on it was come on my next year's coach day.
Yeah.
And you have to do it by 8 p.m. tonight. That's it. Then it's gone. And I just get annoyed with myself because I know all this stuff and I still forget to do it. And that's why I do these podcasts. That's why I do my own seminars, because I think you need to
refresh
teach
my mind
what you know.
Yeah.
And we all know it. And yeah, of course I know, call to action works, or headline works. But are you doing it in your business? Is
when you teach it, you relearn it, don't you?
Yeah. I just get annoyed I just get so annoyed with people like going, I'm going to spend time on cryptocurrencies, or the new thing is I've got to do TikTok ads.
Yeah.
Well, why have you? Yeah, obviously it might work. Yeah, you might. You're going to have to look at this new medium, but that means we'll just forget all the stuff that's worked before.
I like when you get annoyed. You get so annoyed you quit your teeth.
I know, I do. And I just think we're all very guilty as business owners to look for the new rather than the successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was with someone that I was doing a one-to-one session with, and I don't do them very much, but this guy, Abid, from AJ Sports, I just love him. And I said, look, I actually gave him a free one-to-one session.
Is he the sports guy in the Midlands who does all the cricket stuff?
Yeah, he's actually
he came to your last event, didn't he?
Yeah, he comes to me. He's a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
And I had a one-to-one session with him each paper, and I said, look, I want to do another one with you in 4 months to make sure you've implemented, and that one's on me. I don't do that very often, so please don't.
Watch your inbox get flooded.
Oh, yeah. But he's just such a nice person, and I think good things happen to good people. And he's got a good business, and I think he's got a website part of his business that's the smallest part. He's got 3 shops and a website part of his business that's on Shopify. And I think he's leaving catastrophic amounts of money on the table because he's not focusing on the call to actions on his website to get people to buy from him. And we looked at 4 or 5 other competing websites that's in the space, and he got it like that. He went, oh my God. Like, there are signals to buy on his competition's websites and no signals to buy, no call to actions, no offers, no guarantees, no testimonials, and it was like these little 1% things that he could probably implement within a week might improve his sales by 10%.
Yeah.
And that can make a big difference.
Yeah, especially if you compound all those little improvements up at the same time.
Well, I was going through my Instagram, my Facebook, my photos on iPhone, and I'd always take pictures at seminars and slides I'd done a whole talk once, a whole hour and a half keynote on why 10% matters so much. 10% more effort, 10% more sales calls, 10% more revenue, 10% more effort in training your staff. Just that little 10% more effort could literally
change everything,
quadruple the profits of your business. I think it's really powerful that. Like, if you just put 10% more effort into the podcast, or 10% more effort into a phone sales call, or 10% more time on your marketing, like the returns can be huge.
Do you think it's important to work out what you're going to focus those 10% on? Because if people, like in that instance there with the little one-to-one session you've done, let's just improve the call to actions on your website by 10%.
Yeah.
then you know the difference that's made. Because what I see a lot of the time, people will come in and they go, well, I need to change that. I need to change what the salespeople are saying. I need to change their scripts. I need the back-end CRM system to do something different. I need the email automations. I want to add in WhatsApp integration, blah, 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 all this stuff. It makes so many changes that you've actually got no idea what was the thing that made the positive or negative change.
Yeah, I think it's just 10% people are the leaders in everything, because you just need to put 10% more effort in. I think we are, as a species, obsessed with convenience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking to make everything easier. But if you choose the path of entrepreneurship, you're choosing a hard path, and you need to just put 10% more effort in. I mean, even in exercise, say you exercise for an hour, but you just do 10 more minutes or 6 more minutes on that situation. Like the compound effect of just doing 6 more minutes. Yeah. Like, but at the end of the hour, you just want to stop, don't you?
Yeah.
Just like, oh, no more.
But to your point, if you're doing like 10 to 12 reps, you're doing a lot of PT at the moment, 10 to 12 reps, if that last rep, if Gabs, your PT, goes, you know what, give me one more, that last one where you actually can't get it up, you actually, useful choice of language there, but you can't do the lift. That's the one that actually builds the muscles.
Absolutely.
Which is showing in this humbug t-shirt that you've got on today.
Humbug?
He's looking ripped. Look at this. He's stretching the sleeves. You see this? He's tensing now.
No, I think, I think it's a good, like, customer service is the one as well. Like, the difference between okay and good and great is just 10% more effort. Like I always used to say how you answer your phone for your business, hello, Brick Maintenance Limited. But if you said, hello, Brick Maintenance Limited, hope you're having a wonderful day. How can I help you today? That is just 10% more.
What do your guys do in the office? I used to hear them say it.
Have a magical day.
Have a magical day, that's it.
Or hope you're having a magical day. So, yeah. Hello, Jody here, Partyman World. Hope you're having a magical day. How can we help you?
That's just brilliant, though, isn't it? It changes your state in time, doesn't it? Imagine if you're phoning to make a complaint, and Jody says, "I hope you're having a magical day." All of a sudden, you're not so annoyed now, are you? No. You're just not so annoyed. Talking of brick maintenance, should we go back to Soar now?
I'll do one more quick thing that we used to say. When people booked parties with us or booked anything with us, on our envelopes, there used to be a little arrow pointing to it saying something magical inside.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. See, who's not opening that?
No, and it had all of our logos on it, but it's just a little 10% more. Yeah. We did get in trouble once with that because we let someone go and we sent them their notice and it said something magical inside. And, but on the whole,
it generally worked. Right, so going back to Saul then, so he was running this business, he had it 5 years, he was going, estimated monthly revenue was 40 grand a month, top month they ever did was 100 grand, he had 8 team members, he just didn't want to be in the industry, the biggest, because we always ask people for their challenge number 1, the biggest challenge, don't want to be in the construction industry anymore, challenge number 2, find a new market or a problem to solve with the service-based industry, challenge number 3, find a passion, apart from being obsessed with business in general. He is coiled spring, headless chicken mode right now. I have to
say, I massively respect him for actually stopping because it's making money.
Yeah, that's good going, isn't it?
But he wasn't satisfied. How many people are in jobs they just hate and they're just running the treadmill?
Yeah.
And they're not prepared to make the change. It takes a big pair of balls to say, no, I'm not satisfied. Lots of people in marriages not happy in their marriage. And they just carry on.
Not here, by the way, in case anyone's watching. No. Not here. We are very...
By the way, I saw you. She's lovely. That's the first time I really met her.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, yeah.
She's
a really lovely person.
She enjoyed her day out.
His wife, by the way.
She enjoyed her day out.
Yeah.
And she will now actually come out for dinner with you.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Good stuff.
We had to get it across the line.
Hey gang, James here. Great news. Business Masterclass is coming back to London. This is my ultimate 2-day event that will grow the profitability and size of your business so that you can have a commercially profitable enterprise that works without you in it. I've run this event before. People absolutely love it. We get rave reviews and I'd love for you to come along. Imagine 400 business owners in a room serious about growing their business. Imagine the connections you can make. I'll be on stage teaching you all the stuff that I've learned over the last 20 years in 2 days to seriously scale your business up. If you want to find out how to buy companies, raise finance, get customers, and make your teams as profitable as possible, then this is the event for you. Look, it comes with my 100% money back guarantee. You come along to this event, and if at the end of day one you go, do you know what? I haven't got 10 times value out of what I've paid for this. I'll just give you your money back. And here's the great news. Tickets are only a few £100. There's no sleazy sales on the day. It's just me delivering all the stuff that I know about growing businesses. And I can't wait to meet you. I'll be there. We'll have a little chat with the other 400 people in the room. It's big enough, but intimate enough to really learn the stuff that I know that scales businesses. Cannot wait to see you at Business Masterclass. Now, every year the tickets go like hotcakes, so make sure you get your ticket now. The tickets are £299 as we're making this video, but they grow in value depending on how late you leave it. So get your tickets now before the price goes up. And I'll see you at Business Masterclass to grow your business.
Right, should we get Saul on and see if we can help him out? Saul, welcome to the pod. How are you, our friend?
Very well, James.
Good stuff. So tell us about brick maintenance. Tell us about how brilliant it was doing before you shut it down, please, for the sake of the listener. Thank you.
Yeah, so started the business in 2019. I held a directorship at a local letting agents, and I see a gap in the market for a one-stop shop for landlords and letting agents to get property maintenance services for their portfolios. So with a sort of small loan of £500 from my mum, shout out mum, I got going, and within a couple of years I'd built that business up to £500,000 revenue, 8 members of staff, and it seemed like we were growing and we're on the right tracks. But as I sort of ventured more into sort of business, understanding business models, profit margins, growth profit margins, and straight out the James Sinclair handbook, realised very quickly that this isn't the business that I want to be in. I'm starting from zero every month. The cash flow was an absolute nightmare, and our outgoings were sort of around sort of 30k a month, and just to keep everyone employed and in a job, I couldn't have any time off. I was doing 60-70 hours a week, and I looked into the future and thought, this isn't for me. I'm a sales and marketing guy, so built the business with good old-fashioned door knocking, email marketing campaigns, cold calling, all of the stuff that you guys love. And yeah, I'm now at a stage where I've got some investment, I've got some capital to get going again, a lot more than the initial humble £500, and I'm looking for some inspiration on what to do. So I thought, why not jump on the pod with you two good sirs and see what we can come up with.
Oh, so you sound lovely. So your
Thanks.
previous business, would
Yes.
you sum it up? Well, I like saying this. There's a good friend of mine once said this to me. You know what, a little phrase, and it just sticks with you. Did you feel like you was just professionally moving money around? That's what he used to say.
That's good.
I say, you go, how's business? Most business owners ask that question. How's business going? You go, yeah, still professionally moving money around. But that was all he would say, all the time.
I just felt like I was collecting tax for HMRC, and that's all I was doing in the
bloody
end.
right, yeah. But I know how that feels. I actually, do you know what? I wrote a post on Instagram and LinkedIn yesterday and about turnover taxes, paying tax before you've actually made a bloody profit. And it really strikes a chord with people. I get so many DMs and like instantly on LinkedIn, 30 messages, like people going, yeah, it's just a disgusting, isn't it, James? Blah, blah, blah. These people are paying tax before they've paid themselves. It's a joke, and it's got to change, and hopefully it will. So you got fed up of professionally moving money around. You're more experienced now. You've got some strings to your bow in terms of knowledge.
So did you literally just shut the business down? Did you just say, not doing it anymore, see you later, hand the contracts back and tell everyone to hand out some P45s and crack on?
Yeah, literally that. So I went on holiday with the family. And by the way, I'm happily engaged in case she does listen to this down the line. So yeah, we went on holiday as a family, and I think because I had the first bit of time off in like 5 years, it just all sort of sort of made sense to me, and it sort of all hit me at once on holiday. And I was like, I'm not even enjoying what I'm doing. I'm trading time for money, and it just feels like I've built myself a job that I don't even like.
It's a horrible place to be, that.
Horrible place to be in. And honestly, I couldn't feel like I couldn't breathe if I wasn't an entrepreneur. So then I'm like, why have I built myself the worst job in the country when I might as well actually go and do something I've got sort of a passion for? But it's really difficult to align sort of passion and making money, because there's so many good business models out there. For example, like recruitment, I could go into recruitment, build a recruitment company, but I want to align the next one with a bit more of a passion. So yeah, it's I'm in a bit of a tough spot with it at the minute. Of just I'm like a coiled spring, ready to go and put that knowledge and experience that I've got into something. But finding that thing seems really challenging at the minute.
Well, it's not for us to tell you what to do next, but have you got any ideas? And I'll tell you if I like the model or not.
Yes. So I've been to the last.
This is like a
let's get a jingle. We like a jingle. 1 second.
This is like a Dragon's Den setup.
Yeah, it's like Dragon's Den. And
so, please tell James Sinclair your business model of choice. If it's suitable, you might go through to the next round. If not, you'll be fired. Come on, so what's your first one?
This is The Apprentice, though, isn't it?
Yeah?
That's The Apprentice.
Yeah. Well, what did you want? I thought you just said it's like around a Dragon's Den.
I haven't got that jingle. Who knows what the jingle of Dragon's Den is? Sorry, that's the best that I've got. Sorry.
So what's your first idea?
Yeah. So for the last sort of 6 weeks, I've been helping other sort of small businesses with their sales and marketing, and I've really enjoyed it. I haven't charged them, and I've been getting some good results for them. Am I experienced enough to go into sort of consulting small SMEs and startups, or because I haven't been to sort of 7 figures and built a successful business, will anyone give a care what I say?
Well, my view, and I'm JB and will have maybe a different view to me, is I think sales and marketing companies are very difficult to make money from.
Yes.
They're very low barrier to entry.
Yeah.
You compete with lots of people. Small businesses don't have the budgets, and they don't, unless they're getting immediate returns very quickly. It's just difficult. So it's a no from me.
Cool. Next one.
What about you, JB?
Yeah, as someone who actually has a sales and marketing company, I agree. I think what you do, where you can make money in marketing companies is if you've got a niche.
Yeah,
as the Americans said, there's riches and niches. But for example, so we started life as a podcast agency. We got known for doing podcasts, and big clients. So you can, for example, being a sales and marketing company for lettings agents or construction businesses or property management companies, as you've got experience in that space, that would probably make more sense. But given that you hate that space, you probably don't want to do that. So yeah, difficult one. And also everyone will tell you that you're doing a great job for them when you're charging them nothing. You know, ask them for 1,500 quid each and see how much they're willing to pay you then. Yeah. It's exchanging money for time gig.
But also the philosophy, most business owners, if they're not spending 80% of their time on getting customers, they're never going to be successful anyway. All of the best entrepreneurs that I meet, but just all of them are marketeers first and then business owners second. They get it. So I'm out on that one. What's the next one?
So I know that you really do like the
wait. Let's have the jingle.
So far, Saul has pitched one thing and Jimbo Sinclair has said no. Will he have more luck with his second business model? Saul, over to you.
Right, as a passionate fisherman.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. I know you'd like this one. Could I combine my experience and love for business with my other passion, which is fishing?
Fish and biz, I like it.
Selling fish or selling...
No, not fish. Selling products to fishermen, for example, summer, winter, autumn clothing. Or can I go and sort of like white label goods and create my own brands?
I would absolutely drop the clothing because you need loads of different sizes for shirts, trousers.
Yeah.
So just get rid of that and do accessories. You know, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they do probably make money from their clothing, but they're making a majority of their money from accessories. Like you just need one scarf. If it's fat people and thin people can wear the scarf.
Yeah.
You know, the baseball cap can, you know, so do accessories. That is my absolute strongest piece of advice. I'm actually giving that piece of advice to someone I'd done another one-to-one session with last week. I don't do one-to-ones. But
You don't do it, but you've done two in a fortnight.
Like
You're doing one now, James.
yeah, I know. Yeah, there is. I mean, I literally give fishing as an example of a great niche that I think it's the biggest sport in the world. Apparently,
I think you're right. Yeah,
it's got some amazing facts around it. But I don't fish. I've never been fishing, and it wouldn't interest me at all. But I know lots of fishermen, including my bank manager. They love buying the gear. I love it.
Oh yeah, my one of my best pals. He's got he must have 20 grand's worth of fishing gear. He loves fishing to the extent he bought a second-hand van to put all the gear in to take it fishing.
I take it very seriously. I think the other thing I quite like about fishing and niche product businesses. I'm going to ask you a quick question here, Sol. And if you're listening or watching, play at home.
And it's called Soul. I mean, that's the name of a fish.
Yeah,
We're in Soul.
You like this one?
no, we're going to play a quick game here.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So if you're listening or watching at home, and Sol, you can play along as well.
Here we go.
Okay. How much is a Mars bar? JB?
Oh, I thought you were asking Soul. Sorry. I'm going to say 85 pence.
85p. And Sol, how much is a Mars bar?
Round pound.
A round pound. You're very close. You both could get it for that. Okay, ready for the next one?
Oh yes, we are.
How much is a pair of scissors? JB?
£4.50.
Soul banana?
I'll go £4.
He's just copying me. Make him go first next time.
The point is, I mean, parts pieces and craft pieces, you can buy a pair of scissors off us for 99p, or you can buy another pair for £7. You don't know the price of a pair of scissors. You just guessed that. But you absolutely do know the price of a Mars bar. Now, the point of that little game there, if you're listening or watching at home, is if you can find businesses that fit in the category of selling a pair of scissors over selling a Mars bar, which I believe the fishing niche is, you could be on something good.
I tell you what, 2024's Christmas game that is, isn't it?
It's a great thing. What I've just done there, I can't believe we haven't mentioned it before on the pod. Maybe we have, but not the way I just done it there. You absolutely know the price of a Mars bar or a bar of chocolate, and therefore it's commoditized. But when you've got products where people don't really know how much it costs, it's good. I mean, that's I think you'll get with fishing. Like if I said to you as an estate agent, can you sell my house? What's your fees going to be? You're going to say anywhere between 0.75 and 2%, depending if you're a Stratton Parker, but it's there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
You are in a commoditized competitive
The price
industry.
point is dictated by the industry.
Yeah. So when you're thinking about pricing your products or starting new products, remember the little James Sinclair Mars bar Snickers game.
That's good. Note to self.
Mars bar.
That's one for the letter.
Mars bar. Not Mars bar Snickers, Mars bar scissors game. There you go. So that's why I quite like fishing. I think it could be, it's you know, got people that love it. They buy from a particular company and they keep coming back. Talking about AJ Sports, my client Abid, he's in a cricket space. He doesn't sell every sports industry stuff. It's just cricket. He's in that niche for people that just love cricket.
Yes.
And there is always riches in those niches. And so fishing is quite broad, but if you can break it down into people that just do lake fishing or sea fishing or
carp fishing,
whatever it is, or fishing for soul.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's a brand name.
That is a brand name.
Fishing with soul.
I'll tell you what. I've heard another podcast where they were giving a bit of advice for this, and they say if you are going to go after like a passion project or something that you are also passionate about, look at your recent spend. Because you will find, especially if you are a fisherman yourself or you like fishing, look at the amount of money you've spent on certain stuff. Because you might go, oh, I'm going to make a rod, but you've only bought one rod in the last 3 years, but you've probably bought, 15 different SKUs of boilies, different
floats.
flavours and all that kind of
I must
stuff.
spend like £50 a month on floats because I keep casting into trees. So
they're the things to be involved in. And then what I would do, just to test the market, you definitely want to build a little Shopify store. You then create a fishing podcast because it's a niche hobby base. Speak to JB about that and make sure it's on YouTube as well, where you're just reviewing products.
Yes, I like it.
And also, if I had this business, once I got going, I would make sure I'm doing a printed catalogue magazine every quarter. It's so cheap to do these. We do them for Party Pieces. You can have like a 60-page, full-colour magazine for 30 pence printed in, including the postage. You're sending it out for, I think, 85p. But if there are people doing 100, 200, 300 pound orders, and what's the great news about this? If you produce a magazine, I actually said this to AJ Sports as well, if there are other people's products you sell, they'll put ads in the magazine,
which covers the cost.
You know, in short, so it becomes a cost neutral thing. But you then have a magazine in your industry that's selling your products, which gives you massive authority and experience, and you're not having to pay for it.
Yeah.
And you get articles written by your customers, doing reviews. You sell, and then over time you start just selling your own stuff as cash flow allows. So I would test the market to see if you can actually sell some stuff, buy some stuff wholesale and just sell it for what you get it for, just to see if you get the sales in. So you put $3,000 into stock, stuff that you would use over your lifetime, try and sell it. And then if you see that you're selling that stuff, you go, right, I can start importing and manufacturing my own. There's a whole area in China that manufactures all the fishing stuff for the world.
Is it?
Would you go to B2C, James, or would you go B2B? For example, you've got like
Both.
Anglian Direct that are huge. Would I go to them, or would I cut them out and go straight to the consumer and do it more as sort of an e-commerce store?
Oh no, you're going to sell direct to consumer, but when you start importing your own stuff, you would then wholesale that out to other people as well. You want to do both. If you look at my business, Party Pieces and Teletastic, which is one of the same business, we are wholesale and direct to consumer. You need both.
Okay.
Because wholesale is bigger for you in those businesses, is it?
It just allows you to shift stock quicker, buy bigger, I mean, obviously, and it's actually a lot, a pallet of stuff. What work you have to do to sell all that whole pallet of stuff individually is different.
And where would be the best places to start off and test in this? Obviously, you got Shopify. Would you like Amazon, eBay, them sort of sites?
Yeah, I think you need to be on it all, but Amazon and eBay make all the money. The real money is selling it direct on your website. How do you do that? You become a content creation machine. I think it's very obvious, speaking to you, that you have the absolute personality to do that. Nice. Some people do not have the personality, and therefore content might not be right for them. But I literally, fishing is my point of go-to for where content marketing would really work, because it's got a niche audience. Tesco's and Sainsbury's and Asda don't really want to muscle in on that industry because it's too niche, but it's big enough that you could have a 10, 20, 30 million pound business. And I don't know, I'm not in the space, but I think that people that would consume fishing content on YouTube and podcasts and the written word, all of it, very easily, and you would sell on the back of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And get sponsorships.
So if I go and do this, James, do you have me back on the pod in 6 months to see how I'm getting on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. You should you should definitely come. I'm not just saying it. You should definitely come to Business Masterclass, my big 2-day event in London. You'd learn loads from that.
Okay.
It's only a few £100 and you'll pick up some great stuff. I do a whole section on importing at that seminar as well now. I'm going to do a good 2 hours on where to find products in the Far East, package it all up and bring it into the UK, and you want to know all that stuff.
Yeah, and I suppose what I can do as well is start creating content when I'm actually fishing.
Absolutely.
And do like lake reviews. So like what I could do is, and then talk to the lake owners and say, look, I'm going to come on, I'm going to do a segment on this lake, we're going to run a review, and I can just visit loads of different venues, review it, grab the attention, and off the back of that attention, sell my product.
Yeah.
There's famous fishermen, isn't there? As I say, my pal is so into it, and he used to, like, if I go to his house, he's got fishing magazines all over the place.
Yeah.
Is it like Carp Crusaders or something? They launched like a whole brand. They're doing millions and millions and millions. One guy who's like a professional fisherman, he does millions per year just selling. He goes and he does I think he like hand makes the bait to start with like the little boilies, makes them at home, sees what works, and then he starts to mass produce them. It's a mad business.
Yeah, it is a mad business. And if you look at the engagement levels online as well, they get hundreds of thousands of views for just some bloke who just goes fishing, and you just sit and watch him for 2 hours, and I find myself sitting there watching him thinking he's not doing anything, he just sat there. So it's so engaging for people that love the sport as well. So I do agree, it's a good niche.
Yeah, I mean, I and then all your sales and marketing knowledge you put into it. Look, with content marketing, like doing this pod, you've got to be so consistent with it. You can't just, like, people making a podcast, if you're thinking about making a podcast, like, you're going in. You're doing it. You go big or you go home. It's got to be on YouTube. It's got to be on all the audio platforms. It's got to be good. It's got to be, we're doing this forever.
You've got to commit to it weekly.
Yeah.
At least,
bi-weekly, at least, in my opinion. And then people go, don't expect results for 12 months. Don't expect results for 12 months, but then it really does become an amazing investment. And I would always say to someone that they're prepared to spend 10 grand on Facebook ads, 10 grand on Google ads, but they'll see a return on that money within month one if they're doing it right. A podcast doesn't cost that much to get going, but they don't get instant pleasure returns.
No, that's it.
But after 12 months, if you keep at it, it is like buying a property. It just gets better and better.
The longer you're doing it.
Yeah, the longer you're doing it. Because you get better as well, don't you?
You could do something really interesting with it as well. So you can, instead of it being like a studio-based thing, you could do get like a little clip-on lapel mic, which you can get for like 70 quid, and a GoPro, which you could probably pick up for a couple of £100, and actually do the podcast at the lake. So you're going to be sitting there. The sport requires you to sit on your backside and sit there quietly anyway. Yeah. Do it while you're by the lake.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and you just have a buddy there and you chat to them and go like, what do you think of this new piece of blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, or you do it by yourself. Today I'm testing out.
No, I have got friends.
I don't doubt it, but they might not want to be with you on your podcast every week, Saul, might they? Especially through the winter months, my love. It's going to get a little bit chilly on those lakes. But you can do really cool stuff. Like if you go down like the float route, you could talk about, because again, my pal would sit for hours like building these floats together and putting the feather things on the top of it and weighting it just right, and then he would like throw a thing and you'd check the depth of the water and all that stuff, and the fish are down at the bottom today because it's too cold, and all that stuff that as a non-fisher person you've got no interest in, but as a fisher person you love all that sort of stuff, and you could literally make that content while you're out on the banks.
There we go.
I like it.
On the banks of Saul, there you go.
I'm very excited about that. So that one gets a big yes. Is there any other ideas, or
yes. I have another one that's completely different.
Oh, right. Wait.
Hold on. So far, Saul has pitched 2 ideas. One has gone amiss. The sales and marketing of Saul, James did not like. He came in second time round, though, with a great new energy for his Fish or Biz, Bankside with Soul podcast, TBC. And they said yes. The men from Del Monte, they say yes. Saul's about to pitch his third idea. Oh, there you go. That jingle's run out. Go on then, Saul. What's idea number 3?
So this one's a little bit similar to, or connected to, the sort of construction industry, but it's a different angle, and that's waste management and providing skip services.
Oh, we loved this, didn't you? This is right.
I do quite like this as well, because I certainly, there is money in waste, but it's quite capital intensive. I've got good friends that do it. The lorries, a couple $100,000, aren't they? And
what's a skip cost? 20-30 grand to buy a electric skip?
No, you get about 500 quid bulk order, and then just brand them up.
I'm going to start one and all then. I didn't realise that.
We could do one together, JB.
Well, let's get the fishing business up and running first.
The thing is with skips is And you have to have a place to tip it. And if you have your own yard, it becomes way more profitable. It's doing the whole service, so you can provide the Euro bins, the container skips. I like waste. It doesn't bother me. I'm not passionate about it. But we are, as a business, every month, 20, 30 grand into waste. It's never going to go anywhere. Never going to go anywhere.
So I was thinking that you could start with one of those big caged vans, really brand it up, have something really unique. Start off by going sort of B2C, going around picking up bits of rubbish, but as a bit of a gateway to then building a local brand and then moving into skips after sort of a year or 2 years of just sort of getting out there. But I love the business model because you get paid. Pretty much straight. Well, you get paid up front, so you're not waiting.
Only on the B2C side, not on the B2B side. And you want to do both. No one's paying their Euro bins or their container skips in advance. But you don't get knocked. People do pay you because they want their waste to go.
Yeah. If not, you come back and dump it all back at the site.
Well, people, obviously, every now and then a business will go bust, but they will find the money to get their rubbish cleared away. So that doesn't concern me as much, but it is capital intensive. If it was me, rather than start, I would try and buy a waste business that was for sale, and use a little bit of your own capital on a bit of vendor finance, seller finance, and buy one that's sleepy. They're 65 years old, they're running it, and then you come in with your vigor, with your energy, and explode the growth there rather than start it from scratch.
Right, that's a good idea. Because I'm being completely honest,
I've got to business masterclass because you'll learn.
Oh, you've sold it to me. Don't worry, I'll be there.
Yeah, good.
Because I reckon I've got about sort of 30k to go again on this next venture. So would that be enough, do you think, for me to enter the waste management sort of sector?
Don't worry about that, having the money. Okay. Just see if they're available for sale. Just put waste management company, waste businesses for sale, and go and do some viewings, baby, because you don't know what will happen when you go and meet the people. They might buy into your personality and go, yeah, okay, look, I'll tell you. And then you go to the bank and you say, look, I built this business up. I've got 30k here. Can I borrow 100k? And I think, first of all, go and see what opportunities are out there, and then work out how you're going to fund it.
Where's the best place to go to look for businesses for sale, James?
You find that out at Business Masterclass on 24th and 25th of September.
You're supposed to be giving me all the secrets here.
I would start with Google and local business agencies that sell businesses.
Is there a website like Biz for Sale?
Yeah, I've never...
You don't go for them, though, do you?
I bought a day nursery off of one of those sort of places. So I have found some, but you have to do some effort. Like literally, I would start with Google, skip company, a waste management business for sale, see what comes up. Then I would write letters to businesses local to you and just say, look, we're looking to buy some companies. They're in this space. Could we come and have a meeting with you? But it'd be much better to go to someone that's already wanting to sell first,
and just refresh that brand.
Just go and do some viewings. And then it's a great way of understanding the sector as well, because the owners will teach you so much.
Yeah, that's good advice. So is that one getting a seal of approval? Both yourself and JB?
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know nothing about it, so I'm gonna have to look to my right hand man. Are we going with it?
Yeah,
we like it. We like it.
Okay.
The Jameses are happy with that one. Talk about us as a collective now. 2 out of 3. That's not bad going, Saul.
2 out of 3.
Not bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say in that famous song that I can't remember the name of.
Well, thanks for being on, Saul. Anything else you'd like to ask us before we skedaddle and start rating you?
No, I think you've answered a lot of questions there for me and gave me a little bit of clarity on sort of what I can do next. And I really appreciate you having me on. And I'm a big fan of the pod and you and JB and Chuds as well. He deserves a little shout out. And I just want to say, James, everyone I've dealt with in your business has been fantastic.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, couldn't say better words about the whole thing, really.
Oh, that's our pleasure. Are you coming to the podcast live? Are you coming to our theatre show?
But it sounds like I'm going to be following you around the country for the next year.
Well, yeah, but that's only 30 quid. But by the time this podcast comes out, it would have been and gone. But we'd love to see you there if you are coming.
Yeah, I'll come.
Well, look, thanks for being on.
Let's definitely get back in touch in 6 months' time and let us know which route you went down and how you're getting on.
Yeah. Or maybe even leave it a year and so you can properly embed it. But we'd love to get you back on.
All right, perfect. Thank you ever so much, gentlemen.
Amazing stuff. Thank you for being on the pod. Cheers, Saul.
Take care. Bye.
Wow, what a lovely fella, eh?
He was lovely, Soul Banana. Should we do the rating?
I think we should. Here you go.
One more time. Got that as a quiz. Oh, you need to say that.
Oh, we got it as a quiz. Oh, blimey. If you've ever listened or watched this podcast, gone, do you know what? I bloody wish that I could join in. You can now because it's a quiz.
It's a quiz. Right. We're going to do
Wizzy, let's get quizzy.
It always makes you laugh. You always say. Right. So we're going to do the 8 traits of great entrepreneurs. Where do you get these jingles from?
A very, very cheap website.
We're going to do the 8 traits of great entrepreneurs. If you're a regular listener to the pod, we grade our guests. There's 8 traits. Didn't you? Yeah. There's 8 traits that we go through. JB then counts up the scores like Rachel Riley from Countdown. Okay, so 8 traits of great entrepreneurs. Number 1, starting with the end in mind.
No, we can't have that one, can we?
No, you can't have that one.
You can't have that one. Hang on, I'm going to call him Soul Banana. This is my rating chart.
Number 2, passionate about their cause. He hasn't got. Well, he hasn't got a cause. He wants that to change, though.
He does,
and that's. I absolutely respect that he wasn't passionate about what he was doing.
Yeah,
and so he wanted to change. I think we should give him that.
Okay,
because I think untold amounts of resilience. What do you think?
That's hard to know, isn't it? Should we give him? Okay.
The master relationships people, I think he does.
Yeah,
I loved him. If I was gay, he'd be my husband. Number 5, commercial awareness.
Strong.
I think he does know his numbers and has.
He knew him enough to not want to do them, didn't he?
I really respect that he's just. I don't think a lot. Yeah, I love it. They innovate so they don't evaporate.
100%, he's doing that, isn't he?
Yeah. They're master marketeers. I think he says he is, and.
We've got nothing else to go on, so let's say yes.
Yeah. Stay teachable and curious. Yeah, I definitely think he's got that.
Oh, my goodness. He's done absolutely fantastic. For a guy who hasn't got a business, Saul there has scored.
He's got entrepreneurial traits of the greats.
He has indeed. He has scored himself a wonderful 6 out of 8. Which means that he is just behind Lewis, whose surname I did not write down. He's just behind David from AdLab. He's ahead of Ian from Solar, and he's just ahead of Gemma from Gut Wealth. So there you go. There's a chart that no one cares about any amount, but I like it.
Okay, so there we go. If you would like to do the 8 traits of the great entrepreneurs quiz at home, you can now. How do we do it, Chuds? Link in the description. There's a link in the video description, but I think you can go to my website. Can you do it?
Take you 3 or 4 minutes from.
Yeah, take you 3 or 4 minutes.
Just get Chuds on to do the hard sell for you, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Really? So we've created this quiz that you can go through as an entrepreneur. It'll take you 3 or 4 minutes to do. It's free to do. Yeah, it's
how much?
Free. It's free.
Unbelievable.
And it will grade you as you go through the quiz and give you the results on the things that you need to work on. Maybe some more books that you need to read or more seminars. That
the results will tell you the areas where you need a bit of improvement on. Oh, that's very good.
And we've worked quite hard on asking the questions, so it's not just like very obvious. So
do you like business? Yes or no?
Yeah, exactly that. So there's a link in the video description. Go and take the 8 traits of the great entrepreneurs quiz. And if you don't know where the video description is, you can also go and check it out on my website, jamessinclair.net.
There you go.
And it'll be a link on there as well. But I think it could be really useful for people.
Yeah.
Because it will highlight the highs and lows of where you're at in business and why you might not be getting the results that you want to get in certain areas.
And sometimes it's that hard look at yourself that you don't want to look at, but that is the essential stuff. Like I say, there's not many people who are like us all who go, do you know what? I'm not doing what I want to do here.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I'll just say that while we're looking like this, it sounds biblical outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the end of the world is.
Yeah.
If this is
our last podcast.
If this is how it all ends, then it was a good way to go out.
There we go.
In sunny Purdy's or wherever we are. Right, should we go then?
Thanks for listening.
See you next one. Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.